Okay. Thing is, Neha also came. Okay. So very basic level of network related questions. First important. Okay, guys. Already have working means you enter attend interviews. Okay. But whether it is experience, very less experience or more experience, what? So always basics also very important question. So compulsory check those things like how to check an IP address. Okay, how you got an IP address? How did you got an IP address? I got an IP address to my laptop, right? So how I got it? So whether I configured an IP address or maybe automatically I got an IP address. If I got an IP address from automatically it is there, it means from where it is came. Is from my router or maybe some other server is available. So I have to know. Okay. So, and if you are not getting a network, means internet is not good. So then what are the things you have to check it? Okay. Next, confusion between a private and public IP addresses. Okay. VPN and without VPN connectivities. So small things are general kind of stuff. And another important is file sharing, printer sharing kind of stuff. Through network, we can share data from one place to another place, right? So like through IP address or through system name, so we can access the data. So that's file sharing. So you can share the files, you can share the printers, kind of stuff. So in that time, what kind of issues will occur? Okay, what is the possible issues will occur? So that's one of the thing. Okay, so you have a system, so so it is quite happens in organizations. So you are having your own computer and you went to your organization and try to connect to their Wi-Fi. Okay, so what happened when you're trying to connect to the Wi-Fi? You know the correct name and I password for that your Wi-Fi. So you ask and you got a name and password. You try to connect, so you are given username, password. It is correct, authenticated. But you are not getting any IP address or maybe you are not getting any internet. So what is the reason? Okay. So it's a small kind of stuff. So we will try to check it. Okay. Um, Sometimes you have an IP address, proper IP address, you got it, and you change it to manual also, even that kind of stuff. Okay. Network showing it is connected kind of stuff, no cross mark kind of stuff. Still, you may not get a internet. You may not get some proper IP address. Okay. Okay. So some errors. So how to resolve that kind of stuff? We'll see. That part. Okay. Anyone is in waiting? Okay. Usually the network means in a home network, so the network connectivity is little different from the organization network. Okay. In a home network, so first of all, we have a router. So we have a router. And generally nowadays, we are all using a Wi-Fi router. We are all using a Wi-Fi router. Okay. Nowadays we are having a Wi-Fi router. This is my Wi-Fi router. But it's not just a Wi-Fi router. It's not just a Wi-Fi router kind of stuff. It is act like a so many things. This is a simple we are currently using inside a home, our Wi-Fi router. It is not just a Wi-Fi router. It is a modem. Okay. It has a modem, built-in modem is there. Okay. So, and it has we can connect to the wire also, right? So we can connect to the wire on the backside. So that is like a it act like a hub or a switch kind of stuff. So then we can connect through the wire also, and we can connect it to the through Wi-Fi. Or client side, we are connected to the Wi-Fi. It means it is it is act like a Wi-Fi access point, or we can say wireless access point. Wireless access point. Of course, it act like a router also. What are those things? You can see. Guys, modem is used to connect to your ISP. What is the use of modem? Modem is used to connect to your ISP. Modem has your subscription details, your username, password, connectivity through telephone cables, fiber optical cables. Nowadays, most of the internet service providers are using fiber optical cables, right? So like Airtel using fiber optical cable, Jio using fiber optical cable. So, the modem part, are you purchase separate modem or maybe integrated modem into your Wi-Fi router? So that is actually is connecting through your fiber optical cables or telephone cables in olden days like a DSL, ADSL type of connectivity. Okay. Some are like a, PPPoE type, means point to point or Ethernet type of internet service providers also there. Example, some places ACT, okay, ACT is their local internet service provider use the direct LAN cable kind of things like Cat 6 or Cat 5 cables they use to connect internet. Okay. So what is the part of modem? Modem will make you connected to the internet service provider. Through internet service provider, we can connect it to actual internet. Okay. So here it is. So like we can draw small boxes also. Exactly how you got the internet. Okay. So this is a final ISP. So this is ISP. This is my router. This is my exactly say not router. This my modem part. Modem. I'm separately telling because when you got a network issue, it can be any place. So this is my router part. Okay. And of course, this one is like a switch or a access kind of points. So see here it is. What is a modem is? Modem is trying to connect to your internet service provider. From internet service provider, you can able to access outside of the network. Just need this one. So this is our modem part. This is our router part, because when you cross modem means like this is different network. This is different network. Okay. So what happened? This modem is trying to, sorry, our router is trying to route, make a communication between our internal network to outside of the net. So you got internet up to modem, but that is different IP network. But inside we use our one different private network it is. So what is the router? Router route between your internal network to outside of the network. Make you communicate. It will make you to communicate outside. For example, you have a computers like this, a wired network or a wireless network through whatever it is. If it is a wide kind of connectivity, so you need a switch to connect. You need a switch to connect. You're connecting to switch. Designing is look like a no. Is anybody join? No, no, nothing. Unnecessarily, I postponed it to today. Okay. If it is yesterday, then it is little good. Okay. From router to switch. This is our pure LAN communication. This is our LAN. So these are computers like a C1, C2, C3. If in case, if I have, if in case, if I have a simple thing is like I have a wireless devices, like I have a mobile phone, I have a laptop, or I have a tablet kind of stuff. So wirelessly, I want to communicate to a particular network. So then I need one more thing that is called a wireless access point. Wireless access point is better. So wireless access point means it is always comes with a symbolic representation is antennas. So I'm also putting like this. This is a antenna kind of stuff. Okay. And of course, it will connect to the our router only. It is not individual, so it's compulsory. It has to connect it to some. Now, if I have a laptop kind of stuff, so or maybe if I have a mobile phone kind of stuff, I have a mobile phone kind of stuff, or maybe any other wireless devices I have, so I can easily connect it to those devices. Okay. For example, I have a laptops or a mobile tablets. Okay, tablet. Yeah, anything. This time slowing down. So they will access through wireless access. Now again, guys, this your Wi-Fi router in your home. Okay, it is act like a modem, router, a switch or a hub. Okay, switch or a hub and a wireless access point also. Okay, so you are directly connecting to your ISP from your Wi-Fi router directly because it is in our home Wi-Fi routers. We don't put so many things in company. Maybe we will put it more, but in organizations, so we don't put it much. So why it is showing that much distance? Okay, our home Wi-Fi router is act like all these things. We connect directly uh, outside ISP provider cable, and inside directly we can connect it through our mobile phone, laptops. Now I'm sitting in another room, so I don't need to drive a big wire because I have a Wi-Fi router in my home. I'm doing this from my home today. Okay, so then router. uh, uh, the functionality it is doing because the route our Wi-Fi routers outside ISP network is different, internally different network, so we can make a communication between it. Okay. Sometimes when I have sitting near to the modem, or maybe if I have a, of course I have a desktop. Then I want to connect it to the wire connectivity. So modem has some LAN cable connectivity. Some are having a four backside LAN cable connectivity purpose. Some are not having four. Some are having more or less. But generally, most of Wi-Fi routers having a four LAN connectors are there. So we can connect up to minimum four direct devices, or you can put a more scalable thing, means you can buy additional switch and you can connect from there also if you have more wide type of connectivities. Wireless connectivities, multiple things you can do. And of course, depends upon your Wi-Fi router. So there are a lot of features inside are there like DNS kind of stuff, or maybe firewall related, some or application related kind of stuff also there. I hope, do you get it point? My small point. Um, how to get it down? Yeah. Anyway, this is called SOHO. small office, home office model. It means you are in a home. Already I told home Wi-Fi router. Or you are using a small organization. If it is a very small organization, so then obviously we don't require a big routers, switches kind of stuff. Some are organization having a bigger things like router, firewalls, some security kind of stuff, switches and all these things. So different kind of means higher space is there. In our home, how we are using even a small offices also same we are using like this with a simple Wi-Fi router, things will easily work out. Even though this is a common thing, so how we are getting connected. Yeah, finally I got it. Got it, guys. So as I said, ISP to the modem. First of all, how a network will go from my system, right? So from my PC, or may I can say laptop. Okay. So if it is a wired or wireless, so finally, so it will go through the either it is a hub or a switch. So if it is a PC, then I will give you the connectivity. So like a if you are connected to wired, it is hub or a switch. It is connected, which is LAN communication. Okay, so that is LAN up to internal communication. Then it will go to the router. So then router to modem, modem to ISP. Same thing if it is a wireless kind of stuff. So my laptop or my mobile phone or my tablet means wireless device it is to wireless access point to the router, router to modem, modem to ISP. But in our home, we don't see all these things. In our home, we'll see only our Wi-Fi router. Why? Because of the Wi-Fi router contains all these things inside only. No one is talking. Any doubts or anything? Understand or confused? Hmm? I have sent to everyone yesterday. No one is yet joined. And you guys are not talking. Feeling bored. Okay. So thing is, what are we can able to check in this Wi-Fi router kind of stuff? So leave it. I will show you one D-Link. Simple. Um, D-Link router configuration. Okay. If you see, there is a options we can able to see from here. Yeah, what is this one? I don't want it. First. Okay. See, it is a internet router, and this is a or laptop or a desktop system. It is. This is WAN setup, wireless setup. WAN setup is different, wireless setup is different. WAN setup means from here to here is WAN setup. What it is saying, it is WAN setup. So in the WAN setup, what is the point of the way you are try to connect it? The way you are trying to connect it, that is a WAN setup. Okay, that is a WAN setup. So from modem configuration, so you are saying how you are connecting. Are you connecting like a PPP, OE, DHCP, a static kind of stuff, or any other protocol used to connect WAN? So that is indicating WAN setup. Wireless setup. Wireless setup is different. Wireless setup is comes from like this. Okay. From here, you have to connect it to the Wi-Fi part, right? You have to connect it to the Wi-Fi. So then it is wireless setup. It indicates like okay. This is your wireless setup. In wireless setup, what we are configuring? Wireless setup, what we are configuring? Sorry. SSID, it means your Wi-Fi name. And for connecting, password and encryption type. Okay, encryption type. Wi-Fi password is not that much easy to crack it. Okay, it required a lot of things. Why? Because of it is very highly encrypted kind of stuff. To connect through the Wi-Fi, so you must have a what we can say. So you want to connect it to the Wi-Fi kind of stuff, compulsory. Need to connect through the SSID. Wi-Fi name, and you have to give password. But while you are configuring password, so compulsory, this is Wi-Fi means the router login. Okay. Yeah, this is the wireless network, means it's a Wi-Fi network. So enable wireless, yes. And if it is a dual band, so then compulsory you have to configure 2.4 band and 5 gigahertz band also. 2.4 is generally for old laptops, mobile phones. Some are like a wireless, what we can say, printers. 2.4 is working. 5 gigahertz latest laptops, of course, depends upon their latest meaning, means last 4 5 years, it's the latest only. 5 gigahertz is more compatible. So then mobile phones, of course, is all recent mobile phones are very compatible with the 5 gigahertz. Speed is also different. 2.4 is maximum bandwidth is 30 Mbps. We are getting internet speed. But for 5 gigahertz, it's more than 100 Mbps also you will get it. Okay. So check it, which band you are configuring. What is your network name means SSID. Okay, what channel you are configuring, visible or invisible, and security mode you are selecting. Of course, somewhere you have to select, check the password also. It is not showing. Yeah, it is showing here. So give the password. Okay. Do not share your Wi-Fi router's password. Wi-Fi password is okay, but Wi-Fi router password compulsory separately do it. So connectivity restrictions, you can do it. Okay. So this is a static internet connectivity. For example, your ISP, say giving a one static IP address. So you have to configure into your PC. Then you have to put your internet connection type, means your modem configuration. So you have to give your IP address, subnet mask, default gateway, DNS, and secondary DNS. So based on the ISP providing the configuration, you cannot put on yourself. Okay. So it is depends upon your ISP. They are providing the static kind of stuff. They're giving QoS engine. Generally, most of the home internet or home or office internet kind of stuff, small home, small office kind of stuff, they are giving PPPoE or DHCP kind of stuff. Only. Static is generally it is waste because it's no way it is used. Yeah, like this. This is a again column. I don't understand still these cookies. Yeah, maybe if you can see, this is a picture. So internet connection type PPPoE, username. So username given by your ISP provider and the password. Okay. So when you take in a subscription, so they will give you a username and then passwords. So PPPoE type means point to point or Ethernet type of connection it is, and username password is given. That is our internet connection. If you given a password wrong, you cannot get connected. Or you change the password, maybe in after a few days you change the password, or maybe your ISP changed your password. So you have to update in this router. Okay. If you don't do it, also you won't get a internet. Okay. So this is the wireless connectivity. Already I told. So there is a SSID name and a security mode. And then security mode means encryption, and then network key. So this is the uh, 2 points of connection. So one more is there. That is what I'm trying to say. So LAN configuration. This is WAN configuration general. So I want to go for a LAN configuration. This is all Wi-Fi configurations only. This is also WAN interface configuration, static IP, dynamic IP kind of stuff. So I want a LAN or a DHCP configuration. The router settings. This is correct. Okay. So this is a LAN setup. What is a LAN setup? I already told to communicate from here. So this should be communicate each other and they have to communicate outside. But this is a LAN communication. This is WAN type means I want to connect it to WAN. So I have to set up the WAN thing like a username, password, or a IP address kind of stuff. So I have to configure WAN setup so I can connect it to ISP. But if this is inside a communication means it is a LAN setup is for in that router. So how you configure, and inside a router we have a DHCP settings also. This is a router IP address. Router IP address is nothing but our default gateway. You want to communicate outside of your network. Okay. You want to communicate from here. Why it is not drawing anything? Okay. From here, I want to communicate. So I have to communicate through this one only. Okay. Like this, I have to communicate. It means I have to go to from my system to my switch to router. So this is a router IP address. It's nothing but my default gateway. So which is the way I'm going outside of my network. That is my default gateway. So that is nothing but our router address. So once I cross my router, so I reach the router will understand. So where you want to go, so that will go to the modem to ISP to our final internet. And of course, you send a request like you open a Gmail account. So you open a Gmail website, then it will request will go and finally reach the Gmail server. And you will get a reply. ISP, modem, router to your system. How it will work like this. I'll take another color, something other color. Okay, from here to here to here. So you reach up to modem again in a router again. So router to which system it is requested. So that is how it is going. So from your local network, this is our LAN. From our local network, local or a LAN network it is. So inside we can communicate without any router interface, default gateways, without internet also, we can communicate internally. But when you are communicating outside, you have to go through this default gateway, means our router IP address only. This is our router IP address, and this is our DHCP settings. What is this DHCP setting? You need an IP address. Your system need an IP address to communicate outside of the, sorry, to communicate in the network, we need a IP address. To communicate in the network, we need an IP address. Without IP address, you cannot communicate. Without IP address, you cannot communicate. So the IP address should be assigned to each and every device. IP address should be assigned to each and every device, either in a manual way or dynamic way. Dynamic means through DHCP server, through the DHCP server. Okay, through the DHCP server. So your router is act like a DHCP server. Your router is also act like a DHCP server. So obviously from here it is assign an IP address to your system automatically through the router because it acts like a DHCP server. So what is an IP address? The uniquely identify a system in network. Network you want to get uniquely identify a device, not a system exactly say. Device means lot of things will come up. Router is a device, system is a device, like computer is a device, laptop is a device, mobile is a device, wire network printer is also a device. Okay, uniquely identify a device in the network. So guys, always remember this thing. All communications by IP address only. Okay, not with a name, not with a MAC address. We cannot communicate with the MAC address. All communications by IP address. Okay, we cannot communicate with the MAC address. All communications by IP address only. So IP address is uniquely identify a device in the network. All communications by IP address. You want to communicate in the internet or a local network, IP address must be assigned. IP address must be assigned to a device, means device, or we can say a PC or a laptop or a mobile phone. So which is connected to our network. So there PCs, mobile phones, network printers. Okay, so devices. So must be assigned to devices. Okay, and either manually or automatically. IP addresses must be assigned. Manually means user assign IP address to the device. It is not much easy. It need a compulsory basic skills to assign. Okay. So manually we can assign an IP address. How to assign a manually IP address? So go to the control panel, network and sharing center. So find out where is a network and sharing center. I am unable to see. Change adapter settings. You can go back and network and sharing center. Okay, change adapter settings. So see an adapter. So it is already connected. Cross mark means disconnected. It's a Wi-Fi. It is connected already. So for example, I have an adapter. I want to assign an IP address. So either you do double click or right click. You can do the right click also. Go to the status or directly go to the properties. I'm going to status and then click the details. See what IP address is assigned. When you see an IP address 169.254. Kind of stuff, it is a APIPA address. Means it is a wrong IP address. See it is. If you see this IP address, means when you see an IP address 169.254. And something dot something. So you are failed to get an IP address from DHCP, or you assigned with the wrong IP address 169.254. It is APIPA address automatic private IP. automatic private IP address. This is the API address, automatic private IP address. Auto configuration means you fail to get an IP address from DHCP server, or you entered a wrong IP address. So you cannot communicate to anyone. Okay. So that is a API address, automatic private IP address. So this is API. If you see your adapter is configured with API address, there is something wrong with your network. Either it is DHCP server address, sorry, DHCP related issue, or maybe your system related issue also, or maybe connectivity related issue. So guys, remember, this is DHCP server. Means, for example, the DHCP server assign an IP address to your client PC. If it is failed, to give an IP address to you, or you are failed to take an IP address. Either way, so either it can be any reason, either DHCP fault, or maybe connectivity fault, or maybe a client side fault. You are unable to get an IP address from DHCP. So what you will get it? 169.254. It means error only. Okay, this is a one important troubleshooting kind of stuff. Okay, now, so just in case, this is automatic. See, you can see DHCP enabled. DHCP enabled means you got an IP address automatically. Automatically, you're try to get an IP address, you fail to get it. That's it. So I'm trying to give an IP address. How to assign IP address manually? Simple. Go to the properties. Go to this IPv4 part, and then see this. I highlighted this IPv4 properties. Okay, and the first one is to get an IP address from DHCP server. We want to get an IP address from the DHCP server, first IP one. So in generally, we'll get an IP address from the DHCP server only. Okay, so we have a Wi-Fi router or some other router inside an organization, or maybe in a home. So we should get an IP address from DHCP, so issues won't occur. Okay, manual is always for a servers. You want to assign a IP address to a server, manual is preferable. You want to assign an IP address to a computer, or maybe to a mobile phone or a laptop kind of stuff. So it is always best to go with the automatic one. If it is there is a printer, so then you have to assign static, means manual IP addresses. Okay. So this is to get an IP address from DHCP. You want to get an IP address from DHCP. This is first option. You have to select obtain IP address automatically, obtain DNS server address automatically. So if you select this option, means you are a dynamic IP address. You are selecting for a automatic or a dynamic IP address from DHCP server. Okay. Another one is second options. What is this second option? It is a manual selection or a static manual selections. So what is this manual selection means? You want to assign an IP address on yourself. Like I select a use following IP address, and I'm typing some IP address here. So 172 or 16 0.11. I know the IP address in my network, so I can able to assign as per my current network. As per my inside a network, I can assign manually. I have a printer, so then I want to assign an IP address. So then I will put a manual. Maybe I want to put some server. Maybe a shared printer computer is there. I will assign manually. So IP address won't change in every time. IP address is always stable here. So look at this. I give an IP address, subnet mask, and gateway, and DNS server address. Okay. IP address is belongs to this particular PC only. Subnet mask is divide our network into small parts. So this subnet mask will tell you exactly which network you are belongs to. Okay. Subnet mask changes, network changes automatically. Okay. So IP address is for identifying the system in the network. Uniquely identify a device or a system in the network. So what is the subnet mask? Subnet mask will tell you which network you are belongs to. Okay. If both the systems are in same network, so they will communicate each other. Okay. Both are must be in a same network to communicate. So how? Physically same network, logically same network. Logically means through the IP address. Who will decide logically same network or not? Subnet mask. Okay. Default gateway address. What is the use of default gateway address? This is my network. Through this, I want to communicate outside of my network. For example, gateway, door, anything you can take it. You want to go outside of your home. What you use? You will open the door and will go outside, right? You want to communicate outside of your organization, you'll go outside, put a thumb and open the door, go outside and we'll talk. To go outside of your network and communicate, you need a default gateway. Okay. Next one is DNS server. Prefer DNS server, alternate DNS servers. What is this DNS server will do it? So when I open something like a google.com, gmail.com, facebook.com, okay. So for example, I open my so Udemy. So for example, I open this Udemy with a name, but all communications by IP address only. All communications by IP address only. So I put a www.udemy.com, but how I get it the reply? The DNS server will take it. The DNS server understand your do you know me? So there is some DNS server in this world. Okay, not only some, there is so many DNS servers are there this world. So from your system, from your ISP, finally your request will go like this to the DNS servers. The DNS server check what is the IP address of this www.udemy.com. Okay, so it find an IP address of www.udemy.com. This IP address is given to your computer. Now you know the IP address of udemy.com, so you can able to communicate it to Udemy website or Udemy server for watching their courses or buying their courses. And of course, now again there is a good um, saving scheme is came until November 24, 389 price. So we'll see any high priced courses are there. If it is very less, then purchase it. Okay. But buy properly in Udemy courses. Not only that one, guys. So for example, I want to reach w3schools.com. So I type simply w3schools.com because I don't know w3school.com IP address. So what happened? Request. Again, the request will send for a w3schools.com to a DNS server. The DNS server will verify where is this w3schools.com record, and from the record it will find an IP address. Okay, it will give the IP address to you. Now I know the IP address of w3schools.com, So I will ask w3school.com. I can reach w3schools.com server. Okay, that is the role of DNS server. If DNS server number is not assigned, so what will happen? With an IP address, you can communicate, but with the names, we cannot able to communicate. Okay, without a DNS server, you can communicate, but with an IP address, but without names. So that is thing. How to check an IP address? Simply go to like this. DHCP enabled now means IP address is assigned manually. This is my Wi-Fi related kind of stuff. Okay. So can you see DHCP enabled yes means IP address is assigned by DHCP server. And what is my DHCP server in this network is my Wi-Fi router only. That's why you can see my default gateway DHCP server address DNS server. Who is my DHCP server? 1.1. Who is my default gateway? 1.1. Who is my DNS server? Is also 1.1. Means my DNS server, DHCP server, default gateway. All three are my router only. Okay. If you don't mention the default gateway, okay, no default gateway, it means you cannot communicate outside of your network. Okay. Each one having a purpose, guys. Each one is having a purpose. For example, first one is default gateway. If you enter default gateway wrong, okay, what happened? You cannot communicate outside of the network. You know this one. In generally, so you didn't mention default gateway properly, wrong address, or maybe not given. You don't know how to go outside your network. You don't know how to go to outside of your network. Cannot reach outside of your. Okay. If you don't mention DNS address, it means you if you type anything with a name like udemy.com, facebook.com, youtube.com, you won't get any reply. That is another point. Okay, same point only. Okay, next. IP address, if it is assigned manually, so when you check an IP address, it shows manually means it shows no. S means it assigned by DHCP server. One more troubleshooting point, guys. So remember, yeah, so where is this? So this is a proper IP address from uh, network only, but thing is, again, I will take it. I have an IP address, good. DNS address is good. Like yeah, DNS server is there. DHCP server IP address, default gateway. When you see this IP address like this, you got a correct IP address, not wrong. DHCP enable yes means you got an IP address from DHCP server, and you got DHCP server address also properly means you got a correct IP address. If it is showing like this, it is a correct IP address. Okay. If it is showing differently, means DHCP enable yes, but IP address something no DHCP server showing, it is means wrong IP address. Okay. So understand. and you got correctly, but you are unable to communicate in the network, either internet or a network also you are unable to connect it. DNS also given, but still you are unable to communicate in the internet. Means you open some website, it is not working. So there is several questions are there. It is simply I have forget to type few things. I'm continuing because no one is responding anything. Just I will keep talking for another half an hour and I will close it. So this will become again my old days HCL classes only. Okay, okay. I'm not worrying about anything. Okay, so guys, simple to understand. You got a default gateway and a DNS address also correct, but still you are unable to communicate. You open udemy.com, still no response. There is a several questions are there. There is a several questions are available. Okay, so the question number one is, did you pay the subscription or not? You try to access internet, showing everything is good, but internet is not working. Most of the cases you didn't pay the subscription, means monthly payment you have not done. So that is can be one reason, means subscription. Okay, subscription. Second one is maybe your router, your Wi-Fi router is not malfunctioning, means observe the LED status. Power LED is there or not? Wi-Fi LED. Power LED will be there. Wi-Fi LED will be there. But internet LED, internet related LED is blinking or not. If it is not blinking, so it is either ISP related problem or cable connectivity problem or maybe the WAN configuration problem. In generally Wi-Fi, WAN. Okay. So Wi-Fi LED status. Okay. So guess power LED is there. Wi-Fi LED, LAN LED, then of course internet LED. Okay, all are good, but I am talking about internet LED. Internal LED red means no internet. Okay, ISP related volume or ISP are not paid. Okay, you didn't pay the bill. See, bill not paid, and the connection is removed. Green. In generally, green means internet is good. Still problem, there may be some other problem, so we don't know exactly. Contact ISP only. Okay, because we don't know why it is still green is there, but you get yellow. There is two ways. One is your WAN cable is connected somewhere at your side. or ISP, other ISP related. Okay, so that is a point. So find out any network related issues, we'll get it. What I am hacking also. Next, so I told about check the subscription, paid or not paid, router LED status also. I said there is a green, but internet not working. Or example, um, with IP address working with names not working means it is a DNS related issue. What to do? Check DNS server IP address or add DNS server IP address as 8.8.8.8 or 4.4.4 to your adapter. So that's what I'm trying to say this. So for example, with this DNS address, I can't able to communicate. Okay, I have correct DHCP server, IP address it is assigned by something, but still I'm able to communicate. What to do? So go to the properties. What happened to this? Yeah, okay, it is open now. Go to the properties. Go to either you can type here, you can add from here like 8.8.8.8, or you can go to advanced. You can see there's two IP addresses. So click add, and then I put a 4.4.4. So now I have a 3 DNS addresses. It will show only 2, but actually it will be there in a 4. Okay, so you can add that one. That is a default DNS type. So you cannot. So I'm going to check my IP address, IP config. In IP config command, you can see the IP address only. IP address, subnet mask, and default gateway. DNS address is not showing. So what to do? IP config space /all. Where is mine? Yeah, the IP address, subnet mask, default gateway, DNS server address, and these are all 3 DNS server addresses only. So what is these 2 addresses? It's some default kind of stuff. Even though your router's DHCP server not working properly, still we can able to. Okay, that IP address not giving proper DNS kind of thing, but this is outside a DNS, default DNS kind of stuff. It will try to resolve your queries. Like you open some website, it is. And what is the use of this DNS? What is the use of this DNS? DNS, people may ask or not, I don't know, but I am trying to add a port number 53. DNS server port number is domain name system. What is the use? Resolve. So simply say one, you open www.udemy.com in your browser. The your system should not No, the IP address of DNS server. Do not know the IP address of DNS server. Sorry, IP address of www.udemy.com, IP address, server IP address. A request goes to DNS server. DNS server fetch record. That is called the post record of or IP address of me.com. Okay. Now DNS server returns IP address to DNS server returns IP address to server returns an IP address to the client. Returns an IP address to the client. Now the client can communicate server with IP address. So this is what a DNS server will do, guys. What is a DNS server is doing is a domain name system. When you are trying to communicate with a name, but you don't have an IP address, so DNS server will take a request from you and it will give an IP address to you. When you don't do it in your manually, but it will happen within a system. So that's it. I told the solution here. An issue is occurs. Everything is look good. IP address wise, you're able to access, but with the name you cannot access. It is a DNS server related issue. One more point is DHCP. DHCP server assign IP address to the devices, or you can say clients automatically. Our Wi-Fi router acts like a DHCP server and DNS server also. Meeting pen. Anything I'm missing? So many things. But I don't know who are there, who are left also. Karthik,
Yeah, we are
Hemant,
listening, Latif.
you are listening, guys. If you don't respond, I feel very bored.
Yeah, no, we are listening.
And even I am also don't understand I'm in the correct path or I'm doing something speaking. That's the point. Okay. So
Yeah, no, maybe because of weekend, many of them haven't checked their mails, I think so.
I think today, I yesterday if it is too good, but I have a work. I have to go to boss house. Then I
Even I was confused yesterday
cancel.
while checking the mail.
Yeah, right. I told 10:30, then 10:30 p.m. or a.m. and Saturday morning. Yeah, not afternoon. Okay. Any doubt regarding networking related issues? You can also tell.
Yeah, as of now, it's quite good.
This is one more issue. Generally, it will occurs in a in place that is called a Wi-Fi. You given SSID password correctly, but connection is refused. You given correct name, it is authenticated, but not given a IP address. So why? Because it is possibility is okay. Your Wi-Fi name or a SSID is given correct, password is given correct, and it is okay, but not connected or connection is refused. Because of it possible, the reason is MAC binding. MAC address is a physical address. Okay, again IP address is logical address. Okay, so MAC address generally 48 bit, no different versions, only simple 48-bit number only. So if you see my MAC address, it is this one. You can take anything. No problem. I will take my virtual adapter. This look like this. Example. Okay. This look like this. IP address is a logical address. We have a two versions, IPv4 version, IPv6 version. Okay. MAC addresses cannot be changed. Network changes, MAC address cannot be changed. Cannot. MAC address cannot be changed. IP address can be changed. Changes with the network. If I'm in my home, I'm in different network, different IP address. When I go to office, different network, different IP address. That's why always preferable network, the IP address kind of stuff, always dynamic. First option only. Okay. First option only, not second option. Don't assign IP address manually to your laptops or your mobile phone kind of stuff. So why? Because of when you change the network, you are in a home, one network. And if you change the network, another network, again, you want to get a new IP address from their DHCP server, you should be in always automatic configuration mode only. Means the first option, your adapter. So this is manual configuration. Second one is manual, automatic, obtain IP address, automatical mode only. Do not put a IP address. Okay. DHCP enabled S. Why? Because of this obtained IP address, automatical mode. So that is important. Why? Because you change the network, IP address must be changed automatically. Okay, it cannot be changed. If it is a manual, it cannot be changed automatically. You have to change it manually again. So that is also difficult point sometimes. So changes with the network is an IP address. You have two versions, IPv4, it's a 32 bits kind of stuff, and IPv6 is 128 bit. Sometimes you may get a question, what is the difference between IPv4 and IPv6 also? Please compulsory check it. This IPv4 is look like this one. Already we know the IP address, how it is look like. So like a 192.168.1.11. Okay, this is how IPv4 is look like. It is a 4 parts. Okay, each part is 8 bits, totally 32 bit it is. IPv6 look at so many different ways. Okay, it is 128 bit. If you write completely, so then it is almost like you have to write at least 32 numbers or letter kind of stuff. Okay, so it is like this. For example, 202. Okay, A1 DC. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 blocks completed, and fifth block and sixth block. Mm, like this. Okay, so it is a IPv6. So what happened to this? I don't know. But it is, you can see, it's totally 32 kind of stuff will be there. Okay, so this is 4. 4 means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 into 4. Okay, so it is a 32 totally. Letters, hexadecimal numbers are there. Okay, hexadecimal numbers are there. These are all hexadecimal. Okay, this is normal decimal numbers, but these are all hexadecimal numbers. Of course, there is a lot of things available. So if you see loop back or a local host, 127.0.0.1 IPv4 R::1. Okay, this is IPv4, this is IPv6. Loopback address or a local host address is for a self-testing communication only. What is the use? It is for a self-testing. This is for self-testing local system access. It means in my system only, I have some web application, for example, or some application is there I want to access from my system. Then I use 127.0.0.1. For example, some other system, I have an application. For example, this is some separate system. It's my virtual machine. It is separate system. Inside this separate system, I have an application called a OS ticket. Okay, application called a voice ticket application is there installed in this PC. Okay, so what I have to do? So I have to take their IP address and I can access from my PC. I'm accessing from my PC like this. Okay, see that IP address I'm accessing. Separate system. See, if this voice ticket application installed directly in my PC, my laptop, then I can use localhost. Then I will use localhost. So that's a point. That's not okay. So local system access. So this is we cannot assign this IP address to anything. So it's only for self-testing, means self-pinging purpose, or maybe you can access your local kind of stuff. So like TCP IP services testing, self-testing means it's like a testing network drivers. One main important is so testing TCP IP service. It is still showing. Okay. So, but actually we left the columns aside, but we are discussing other thing. But I want to tell about an IP address kind of stuff. In IPv4, we have a classes. So find out the classes and ranges also. So I don't know whether they are asked that one also. I don't know. But still, uh, IPv4 classes, there is a class A, class B, class C, class D, class E. It's a 0 to 127 range. Of course, people don't use 0. Okay, so that's why in some textbook it shows 1 to 126. 128 to 191, 192 to 223, 224 to 239, 242, 250. Okay, so we do not use these things. So this is multicast means by some protocols it will use automatically. We don't use for a regular communication. This is for R&D. People say from my childhood onwards, they're saying it is R&D. Still, we don't know what is the use of this R&D part. Maybe some cases they are using this particular some reserved port IP address. Maybe in some places they use it. These are unique. Okay, there are unique kind of stuff, but we don't use 0 series. Anything start with a 0, we don't use. 127. Already I said it is loopback IP address or localhost IP address. And even 127 series, don't use it. I'm telling entire network. Okay. Other than that one, guys, private IP, public IP address are there. Private IP means the 10 series is completely private IP address. 10.0.0.2, 10.255.255.255 is a one complete private IP. Means within your LAN you can use it, no problem. But you cannot communicate outside with this IP address. Okay. 127.16.0.0, 127.31.255 means 127.16, 127.17, 127.18 till 127.31 all are private only. We cannot communicate with this IP address to outside of the network. The entire 192.168 series is belongs to private only. Any IP address, first two are 192.168, it is a private IP address only. So these private IP address non-routable in public. Okay, so it's not a public IP address. Can use in any private network without paying or licensing kind of stuff. Okay, so you don't need to take any license to use the private IP address. You can use in your LAN communication. You can use any LAN. But public IP address are paid to communicate in public. Okay, to communicate in a public. Public means through internet or WAN communication, means outside of your LAN network you want to communicate, need a public IP address. A public IP address, it is paid payment type. You have to pay or you have to take some license. To use this specific IP address. Okay, that is a public IP. So when you are checking an IP address, when I'm trying to check my IP address, that is my system IP, my private IP address only. With private IP address, no one will hack you in the network because this IP address is assigned to so many millions of people. Okay, so that is my private IP. This IP address is assigned to so many lakhs of people in the world. But in my network, this IP works. In other network, it may not be works. You cannot communicate to me directly with my IP address, with this IP address. If you're trying to hack me with this IP address, you cannot with this IP address. Why? Because of this IP, when you're trying, so in outside, there's so many people having same IP. We cannot reach it because it's a private IP, publicly not routable. So this is 192.168. This is 172.16 private IP address only. Okay, the public IP address, without public IP address, you can't communicate to internet, right? But I am getting internet. How? The public IP address is take care by ISP. My ISP service provider is use some temporary public IP addresses for my network for today. Maybe tomorrow it may be different. Okay. So he randomly assign a public IP addresses for my network, not my system also. Okay. So they use a technique called a port address translation, network address translation techniques. Okay. So this is about your IP address ranges, public IP, and use of private IP and stuff. But original issue we kept aside, that is, we will go to that issue again. What is this MAC binding? This is my Wi-Fi router. Okay, to protect our Wi-Fi router, not to let everybody to connect. A lot of people are there in my organization or maybe in my surrounding to my home. So what happened? Um, Surrounding a lot of people are available. So what they will do? So they'll ask some usually. So for some people to secure their network, what they will do? They use a good IP like what we can say. The mobile numbers as a password, the favorite numbers as a password. Okay. So they will share one password to one, you know, uh, in when I was in Pune that time that one day one guy asked me what is your password, router password. We need a internet for a emergency. It is today. It's okay. I'm using my owner is using my internet, so not more connections, so no problem. I shared my Wi-Fi router password. Not even I don't tell. I take his mobile phone and I type it there. I don't know who is sharing that password to some other. So I have seen 2, 3 additional connection after 1 month. After 2, 3 weeks, I have checked. Suddenly there is additional connections to my Wi-Fi router. Okay, so automatically, so you to protect to not to get a connection from the any other people. So yeah, send a password, but the password is also compromised. So you prepare a list of devices who can able to connect, who cannot able to connect. For example, I have my PC, so my laptop is there. I take my laptop MAC address, and this address is allowed. Okay, how to check MAC address? Simple. This is my MAC address. You can see my MAC address it is. Okay, or you can directly go to the network adapter settings. There you can also provide check the MAC address. Okay, so I said this MAC address, my laptop MAC address is allowed. My mobile phone, okay, and MAC address is allowed. Okay, so my neighbors MAC address, I don't know them. So any other than these two MAC addresses, not allowed. Okay, any other. That's a condition configure inside any other max not allowed. Or you can say deny, deny all other kind of stuff. Okay, deny all. Yellow, I given a list. This is like a ACL type, access control list type. Okay. If someone is requested, like my laptop is there, I'm trying to connect with from my laptop. So this is my laptop. It is. So I'm trying to connect. So my laptop, my adapter having my own MAC address. So I send a request to the Wi-Fi router. What is this Wi-Fi router? Will verify listed MAC addresses. The request is verified against to the listed MAC addresses. Okay, these are in my list. Yes, allowed. Then I will get a connectivity. It is saying, yes, you are allowed, and I am getting internet. So, for example, I have a someone's laptop is there, or someone is know my password. So someone's from my someone's mobile phone. It is not listed. It someone's mobile phone. It is. We don't know. So because what why it is someone, the MAC address is not listed, but they know the password. They send a request to the Wi-Fi router. What is the Wi-Fi router is doing? Verify the list MAC address. Okay. Now the your Wi-Fi is yours is not listed here. Okay, your MAC address is not there. What it will do? Connection refuse. So this is called a MAC binding. So you are in an organization and you are new, so then you came and directly try to connect it. So what happened? You are able to connect it, but no internet, no connection. Connection is refused. Name is thing is right. So what you have to do? So first of all, check the MAC blocking. Okay, first important is remove the blockage. So if in case if this has happened, but it's not a someone laptop, it is a new user came, but his laptop is rejecting the connection. What to do? First of all, access router, access the router, because if you say access router, there's access router is also there. Okay, access the router, remove MAC block. Okay, block it, so it will block the MAC address. So otherwise block the MAC address, remove the blocked MAC address. Okay, next. So what is the second? Add users device means is laptop or a desktop kind of stuff. MAC address to routers. MAC list. Okay. And the third one is, so what is the third one? Try connect from user's laptop. Try connect from user's laptop. Okay. What is the fourth one? Nothing. It is just confirm connection. So this is a kind of SOP. Okay. I think I already told what is SOP. Standard operation procedure. Standard operation procedure. If we directly come to the service desk and ask me access, so we'll do from the second step like this. You have to take the user's laptop or MAC address, add to the router's MAC list, then we'll try to connect it. But he already tried. Okay, what happened? Connection is refused and his MAC is got blocked. So what we do? So we'll go to the router and remove that block kind of stuff, and then we'll add in a yellow list. Yellow list. Okay. So this is a simple thing. Not only this, guys, when you are trying, search in a Google or something, find out different kind of issues. I also list out some issues here, like a printer sharing issues or maybe DHCP related issues, ping related issues. I put it like that. Already I explained what is an APIPA. Okay. So find out different LED statuses. Okay, I accept this. I think I told everything. Yeah, this one also. Internet speed is good and yeah. So one more issue, two, three things I will tell and we can leave it. Okay, so this is network sharing or a printer sharing kind of stuff. I mean, network file sharing and a printer sharing kind of stuff. So what is, if this issue, then what are the things can able to tell? I told about DHCP, DNS also. Um, Remote desktop related issues. Okay, remote desktop access is also one of the most common issues. If in case if I have a time, then I will try. Okay. One more is this one. Network and sharing means I have a folder. For example, I have a data some data is there here it is. I have a folder. For example, see like this is the better example. Where is service desk folder? SD folder. I can share it. So if when I sharing from my PC, so anybody in my network can able to access this shared folder. Okay. So when you sharing it, so we'll go to the properties, sharing, advanced sharing, share this folder, permission, to whom you are sharing. Everyone you are sharing or a specific user you are sharing. So you can add a specific user to access. If you are in a domain, so obviously the user editions can be there. Okay, yeah, it is got freeze. Yeah, now it is clear. Okay, you can specify some users. So like see, this is a one user, 70 is a one user, and one more user is there. So I try to find it. It's not listing. Is there somewhere I am missing? Okay, so you can select a user and you can share it to that specific user also. Okay, if it is a domain sharing kind. Otherwise, you can share it to everyone. You can give read control, change, or a full control also depends upon your sharing requirement. And why we should share it? What will happen if you share the folder? For example, this is a computer A, PC A. This is PCB. This is PCB. I have some data in my PCA. This data is required to access it by multiple users. For example, there is some financial related data is there. So multiple people has to be accessed. For example, I have this document. Not only me, other in the organization also, people should be accessed. I cannot send every time, every update. I have to send it. Others are do update again. They will send it. So what happened? So for example, you have a pen drive or maybe a email. So you send the document to this user from here to here, from here to here, again from here to here update. He updates something and again he will send to everyone. Okay. Again, he will update something and he will send to everyone. He will update something and he will send. So which data is this? It become a clumsy. So when it is got a need to update it, they need a write permission, of course. Okay, or maybe they want to read it, then they need a read permission. So document stays here only and can be accessed from here and here through the network directly. I can access, I can access. So people have a document now, so they can see they need things what to do, so they will do it and they'll keep it in same place. Or maybe they will upload another documents also. So in one place, people can able to access the data. So if you straight like no others should not change the document content. So you can give only read permission. So they can take the document, they read the document, and whatever the information required, they will take it. So they don't change the document. If another user you want to give a write permission, you given a write permission, they can change the data in the document. Okay. So this is why we are sharing. In the sharing, two important permissions. Two important permissions are there. One is sharing permission. You want to access the shared folder, need a sharing permission. For example, I want to access my shared folder, so I put a local host. I don't have any other PC. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, this is mounted sharing. You can share it also, no problem. So permissions, sharing, advanced sharing, share this folder, permissions, everyone, read, apply, okay. This is also telling number of users, simultaneous access, 20 users is given by default. You can increase or decrease also. So what I'm going to do is go to run // put my computer name or the remote computer name. So then it's okay. My system IP address. Okay, sorry. Where it is shared the system. So it is. So I have seen the document. I can open the document. I can read the document. If I can, if I try to add anything, it may not be acceptable. It is not, permission is denied because I given a read permission. I can read a document. I cannot put anything inside. Whatever the data is there, I can take it. I cannot put anything because read permission. Okay. So know the errors. First of all, now what is the procedure is next. Know the errors also important. Okay. Sharing permissions like a read permission, change or a write permission or a full permissions you can give to the everyone or particular users also. Second is security permissions. Sometimes it is applicable, is required to put a security permissions on your sharing. Okay. So you want to restrict security kind of stuff. It's not a virus, antivirus, guys. Simply secure permissions. Security. Who can able to access with their inheritance permissions? We can see everyone. It is not given any kind of yellow deny. Only special permission deny is also there. Okay. So you can add a user to which user can able to access. We can able to add it, and we can give the permission from here. Okay. If in case the user should not put a right anyway, so then what we can do? So we can change it. Like select this one, go to advanced everyone. Not like this. Edit everyone. Everyone cannot read. Can read, but cannot write. Means they can see the document, they cannot write inside. So otherwise, I will put everyone cannot read or write. They cannot read, they cannot write. So they need a specific user access only. Okay. So like this, two type of permissions affect on the accessing a sharing files. Security permissions and sharing permissions also. Compulsory, if a user cannot able to access the shared folder, so what they have to do? Check the permissions, security permissions, sharing permissions, and not only user permission, their group permissions also. Because allow deny permissions, deny always override allow. Most secure permissions will applicable. Okay. This is about a sharing, network sharing part. Network printer sharing. Network printer sharing is also there. What is this network printer sharing? Guys, very simple. I have a system and I have a printer. I have connected my a system to a printer. So when I want to take a printout, I will take a printout from my printer. Right? It is quite easy. In case you are working in an organization, a small or a bigger organization. Small organization, things like this, maybe internet center also, same concept. People, multiple systems are there, right? So these also people required to take a printout. So you cannot take a printer and connect it to all the system, right? We cannot connect it to all the systems. So what I will do it, we are all in the network. What I will do, this is connected now. So what I will do, I will share this printer from here without putting more money. It is a simple local printer. I shared through this system. The system having an IP address. With this IP address, people can access the printer. They will give a print to this IP address. So print will go to this system, system to the printer, and finally we got a print output. This is called a shared printer. This is called a shared printer. Second one, network printer. Network printer is directly connected to network. Directly they have a network port and a IP address we can assign directly to the printer only. So systems not required to access through a system shared printer because of there is a two columns generally will occur. Not only two columns, more columns are there. One is printer availability, sorry, system availability. If this is system is down, if system is down, what happened? You cannot access the printer. One thing. Okay. Second one. System is busy. Okay. Support network. There are system is very busy. You cannot access because it is also one process, right? Another one is drivers compatibility. Sometimes based on your operating system and based on your system means 32-bit, 64-bit compatibility will miss. Hmm. Okay, directly it is connected to the printer. Sorry, network. Printer is connected to network directly. We not need to depends on any. Okay, so network sharing printers directly same as like you are accessing files through the system IP address. So here also we use access the printer through the sharing one only. So what kind of issues we'll get it again? Permissions. Already I said. Take the sharing permissions and sharing and security permissions. Sharing permissions, security permissions for a printer, drivers. For a printer drivers also an important one. Printer drivers. Okay. So printer connected system must have a drivers of printer, both 32-bit and 64-bit. Okay, so compulsory check there. Um, this one exactly. So this is about a sharing printer network. Even we can share the printer also. Whether I have that printer, anything printer is there, I will show you that. Yeah, devices and printers, control panel, devices printer. This is one printer I have now. So right click, currently not connected, so it's okay, no problem. So right click and we cannot say the sharing option not finding here. So way to go, not properties, printer properties. Find out where is printer properties. This is printer properties. Click on sharing, share this printer and you can change the name as per your requirement. Means share name is different. The printer name is we cannot change, but share name means, for example, first floor printer, or a specific color printer, or for document printer, or maybe bill printer. Like we can change the share name. Second one is drivers. My system is 64-bit system. 64-bit drivers should be loaded. But someone in my network 32-bit system, so I have to add their drivers. So I have to add their drivers, 32-bit drivers also we have to add it in my system only. I'm connected to a printer, so I'm sharing the printer. So in my system, so already 64-bit printer drivers are installed. But in my network, someone is using 32-bit system. So better to I should install myself 32-bit drivers. In case anyone is using ARM type of processor, Raspberry Pi kind of system they are using. So ARM based processor they are using, how to install ARM based drivers inside my PC. Okay, this is additional drivers. Sharing printer. This is ports. If in case you are connected to multiple printers, you can combine their printers with a single port number. That is called enable printer pooling. So what is this? You can combine the multiple printers with a single port. So any print is came automatically, which printer is available, it will start. This is advanced. This is also one of the important things. You can make a printer available time period. Always available from this time to this particular time, 9 to 12. That's it. Okay, not 24 hours. So we can define certain timeline. This printer is available only from morning 9 to evening 6 or 6:30, like that only. Not more than that. You can define priorities. Okay. You can add additional drivers here. Printer spooling is there. Spooling is different. Spooling is different. Spooling means when you give a print, the information stored in a cache memory kind of stuff. Spooled memory means it is follow the queue and it is stored. Even though if it is once it is spooled, once document is spooled, okay, if you delete the document also, will continue the print. So that's a spooling is always give a smooth printout. But if in case your your document is heavy, like 100 pages, 200 pages document is there, the spooling is not preferable sometimes because of that much of size of document is should be stored completely to start the print. Okay, it will time taken process. So print should be start immediately. So don't wait to for a complete spooling. Okay, directly print directly to the printer, or you can use this option is good option. Print spool print document to the program finishes printing faster. Start printing immediately. It means you given a print, it go to the spooling, but printing is also start immediately. This is once every document is spooled, then print will start. It means it is a 100 pages document. 100 pages are must be spooled to start the printing. That is not a good idea, right? It will take more time. This is first page is spooled and automatically print will start. Meanwhile, other pages will be spooled. Print spooled document first, keep printed documents, other kind of stuff. Okay. So I'm not sharing it. Yeah, I will share it, no problem. I'll show you how the printer sharing is there. So yeah. Open the sharing. See, it is not available earlier. Now it is showing. You want to connect it to this printer. So click on the connect. So once you click on the connect, the drivers will be loaded into your system, the printer drivers will be loaded to your system. So then you can connect directly. Okay. And one more is, for example, you given a print. So you have to select the printer properly, which printer you are selecting. Now I click on the print. Okay. So this is the print job, the spooled one. Okay. Print job, the spooled one it is showing here. Okay. So then it will indicate that is your job is loaded or not. Once it is finished, automatically it will delete from the queue line. In case your printer is not responding or your shared printer is not responding, okay, currently, so you better to delete it. So click on cancel. Or maybe the printer is connected now, not responding, can click on a restart also. Okay, this is about a printer sharing and a shared printer access. And last one in this printer part, sharing part, okay, go to network and sharing. Okay. Advanced sharing, sorry, advanced option is there. So not this, and this is not bold. It is one more way to check it is, guys. You go to control panel, network and sharing center. In network and sharing, advanced sharing settings, correct only. Okay, advanced sharing settings. In network and sharing, advanced sharings. Make sure file and printer sharing selected. I will show you that one. Turn on network discovery, turn on file and printer sharing in a private, in public also. If required, then also turn on the file and printer sharing. You can, yeah, here it is. So it is turn on network discovery is okay. That is not a big deal. Important is turn on file and printer sharing. So why we should turn on this one? So then only your file and printer sharing will work. This is in a public. Also try in a private. I will click again private. Okay. It is in a private. It is already network discovery is turned on, and of course that's a turn on file and printer sharing is turned on. Okay. If in case user is giving correct permissions, given security permissions, sharing permissions, properly install all drivers, everything is good. But users cannot able to access the printer or cannot able to access the sharing. So where we have to search, go to control panel, network and sharing, advanced sharing settings. So you have to select in a private as well as a public. File and printer sharing is, you have to select it. So that is a one of the solution. Guys, understand this one? It's
Yes.
almost one. Okay. Remote desktop. You are asking, guys, you're asking remote sharing, remote desktop, sorry, desktop sharing apps. Desktop sharing is different, remote desktop is different. You are looking at my desktop. So both Karthik is looking at, Hemant is also checking it, and also Senthil Kumar is also checking my system, right? You are looking at my system. I'm also looking at my system. I'm also doing something in my system, right? It is a desktop sharing. I'm sharing my desktop. You are looking at. If need, you will access. If I give an access permission, you can also access it. It is not remote desktop. It is desktop sharing. Any desk, team viewers, Skype kind of stuff. Okay, VNCs. Okay, VNC, remote VNC sorter, that is also desktop sharing only. I can view my desktop, you can view same desktop, no difference. But remote desktop is not like that. Remote desktop works on a single user type. It means if I'm accessing some system remotely, so that system will be log out automatically. It means I have another computer, so I'm accessing that computer from here. So I will get a what we can say, that system user will be log out. So I am can able to log in. Okay, only one time. Remember, guys, in Windows is a single user mode. Okay, Windows is a single user mode. Okay, one user, one time, one access kind of stuff only. Okay, it means one user, one desktop, one user, one desktop at a time. Either directly or remotely. It means I'm accessing my system directly. That is directly. Remotely. Same system accessing from other PC. That is remotely. Either you are accessing directly or remotely, one user, one desktop only. Okay. If in case my laptop having a 10 users, but still only one user at a time can access either directly or remotely. Okay. So that is a remote desktop related kind of stuff. Okay. So for example, I have some remote desktop kind of stuff. So one second. Okay. I have a desktop in my home, so I'm checking that one. So my remote system IP address is 192.168.1.65. So I will check how to connect it to the remote desktop. So first of all, go to remote desktop connection. Okay. So type the computer name or an IP address. Username, I don't know what is that username. So we'll try find out the username. Yeah. Username is Latif only. So I'm trying to connect. So what happened? Not responding. Oh, it is asking password. Very good. But I didn't remember password. No, I didn't remember the password. Actually, I think it is there is no password. Okay. So more choices, a different account. Okay, so then we don't have a password actually, Latif. Then no password at all. It's okay. I will give you some other example. It is quite better. System is available, but password is not there. We'll find some error, then I will show you the troubleshooting. So I'm trying to access my system. So one thing is I got a problem that is user. I know. Okay, user is available, but no password. Okay, because of that, I am unable to access. Connection is refused because of no password. Username is there, but password is not set. Yeah, this is a very important error, guys. So that's why I just try to wait for a password. Okay, just give some random, then also we'll get a. So here it is 3 points. It is saying any remote desktop solution, these 3 points we have to keep it in mind. Okay, so of course, without a password, you cannot connect it to remote desktop. Okay, that is also some hello kind of stuff is there. So here it is without password can't access. Means without access means without password means the user do not have password. The user do not have password. User system I didn't give any password. Okay, so that's why I can't able to access. Without a password, you cannot access. Okay, user don't have a password. I didn't assign any password to it. Okay, there's some other way passwords are there, but still it is kind of stuff. So that is the one thing I got it. Next, another point is okay. So here important is you need a username and password. User don't have a password, you cannot access. This is first one. Second one, keep it in always in a mind. Okay, user have a password or not. Second one is remote desktop access enabled or not. Remote desktop access is enabled or not. Here, remote access to the server is not enabled. Remote computer is turned off. Remote computer is not available on the network. So when you are not able to access remote desktop, so make sure remote desktop access is enabled or not. So what to do? Go to the control panel, find out. So where to enable this remote desktop? When you open this remote desktop connection, it will ask something. Okay, it is not the time. This is a remote apps connection related. So to connect connection purpose on. These are all remote apps connection purpose only. It is not that one. Yeah, try go to the system. Here it is showing remote desktop. Yeah, enable remote desktop. You can turn on like that. Okay, it is asking confirm turning on the remote desktop on your system. Okay, so you can try from your settings in the system remote desktop. So this is also one easiest thing, enabling remote desktop in Windows 10. Yeah, another is also there, that is I will try. Yeah, simple from here. We see right click manage. No, not manage. Go to properties. Oh shit, it is no, not this, not this. That I will show you again. I need something that is environmental variables. Yeah, you can go to this system properties, remote, yellow remote assistant, not that one. This is the one, remote desktop, yellow remote desktop connection to this PC, yellow connection only from computer running remote desktop with network level authentication required. Select user, which user can able to access. This user can able to access, but which user? You can add a multiple users so that users can able to access my desktop. So that is, did you enable remote desktop access or not? So either in the, if it is a Windows 10, go to settings, system, remote desktop, then enable it. This is one thing. It is we can do it. So another one is what is this? I type system properties, remote, and what I select yellow, add users, which you can able to access. Okay, these two things you can do it. Third point. What is the third point is it is showing. So make sure why I'm getting that error. Actually, that system is not there. Make sure IP address is correct. System available. Okay, system is available if system is down, right? Even it is a remote system, virtual system, cloud system. If it is shut down, you cannot access. So correct? System is available or it is available in network. Okay, through network it is disconnected. It is turned on, but through network it is disconnected, not in your network. Okay, so this is also another important point to be questioned. This is how we can able to do troubleshoot. Lot of people mismatches one thing, guys. So even some people cannot say. Okay, so keep it in your mind. Do not share to anyone this one. Okay, so this is time sync. Time is always important. Okay, your time, your remote system time matches or not. Okay, your system and a remote system time and time zone as per time zone matches or not. I think it is, there is a matches. Okay. So for example, see my time, it is 1 o'clock 11 p.m. 18th November 2023. Okay. As per the Indian time zone, as per the Microsoft, in a Indian time zone, Kolkata plus 5:30 time zone, my time is like that. My remote system is in US and it is following US based Asia specific time zone. As per that one, it is, for example, still there are in a, I think there are in a midnight now. Okay. I think there are in a midnight. It is for us daytime, there is a night time. Okay. Maybe they're midnight or maybe it is, they're about to get a early morning, like 4 o'clock or maybe 3 o'clock kind of stuff, right? So as per their time zone, their time is like that. That is also good. No problem. So there, as per the time zones, the time must be as per the time zone, it should be there. Not like that, like they have to follow my time. Okay, I have to follow their time. It's not like that. My system time is as per my time zone. It is correct, and it is same for that one. It is same in a other side also good. If it is mismatches, so what will happen? So the security authentication failures. Okay, the because of the communication, you are accessing the remote desktop actually through the secure certification level. Okay, so when you are connected, you will, the secure key will be shared. Because of the security, time zones are mismatching also possible. Okay, but keep it that in your mind, guys. Not need to tell any publicly. Even I should not tell because lot of people don't know these time secrets. They are unable to find a solution also. So keep it that always in a time synchronization. So when you got an issue, you tried every kind of solution, but still issue is not resolved. Check the both the sides, the time zones and the time. Both are as per their time zones. The time is correct. Or as per both are sync with both the system sync with the same time server. And my time server is times.windows.com. My time server is general time server. It is for Microsoft is times.windows.com. So I'm syncing with that one. So for me, always same correct time. I'm following one time. Other person following a different time server, then they will get a different kind of stuff. So I put a adjust time and zone. So some of these controlled by why I'm getting. Yeah, because I'm in domain, I'm getting this kind of stuff. You can see my time server is time.windows.com and someone in America, maybe Australia, maybe in New Zealand. So they're also following time server is time.windows.com with their time zone. It is good, no problem. If in case I'm in India and you are also in India. So both are in a time zone is this one, but time is different. Mine is 11:15, sorry, 1:15, yours is 1:20, or maybe yours is 2:20. Then time is not set. Okay, so you change your time, so there is a problem. So compulsory, keep it in mind always, time is also an important factor. So this is one additional thing I added. The last question for today, guys. Internet speed is good. Web is loading slow or not at all loading. Yeah, you check the internet speed. Internet is there and internet speed is also you check it, that is good. But you open the web page, it is loading very slowly. There is a lot of possibilities. The web server is very slow. What is web server is slow. That's why it is loading pages slowly. Our web page is very heavy. Also, that is also very slowly it is loading. Or on the web server, there is a lot of load. On the web server, lot of load. That's why it is slowly loading. Okay, our web server is slow. By default, it is a slow web server. Its response is very slow. Okay, or the page loading is heavy. Whatever the page is loading is heavy. Okay, possibilities there, but still no. But still no. Why? Because for some system it is loading good. In my system only not loading properly. So how to deal with it? How to deal with it? So here it is like this. Of course, it's a common thing is so clean internet cache. So browser cache. So clean browser cache. You can say browser. Everybody knows that one. So generally, but so browse internet, clean the browser caches, and all other things, prefetches, images, everything as well as all. Means not only cache guys, better to clean everything. Okay, better to clean everything. Enable and disable the adapter. Which adapter? Network adapter. You have a network adapter, you know how to go to network adapter. Go to control panel, network and sharing center, adapter settings. You find an adapter. So right click on the adapter, disable it and enable it. It is also may load better. Restart the router. Restart the router. Even any web related errors also possible with the time. Okay, time related possibilities. Okay, already I told time synchronization related one. Same time synchronization. Even that is also we have seen that kind of stuff. Okay, so possibilities are these three. Another one is these four. Okay, so these are the some of the issues. Some are the basic networking related kind of stuff. Okay, I think last yesterday I have shared some one more additional video that is some hardware related troubleshooting also I shared, which is I have taken class earlier. Okay, so that is also there. This is also I will share after some time, maybe 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock kind of stuff. That's it for now, guys. Okay. Anyway, all three members like that only. Okay. Anything you want to say?
No, Latif.
Neha joined and left. She thinks it's not her class. Okay. I will send today's link also for you four people. Yeah, that's it for now. Means prepare for your interview. Any questions or anything is there? Okay, so we'll try to handle it. Okay. System configuration, system slow, or any basic networking hardware questions. Okay. A lot of things are available in my YouTube channel. I think some of you already checked the link. Okay. You can go to any HCL SD batch related one. So a lot of material is also available on hardware networking and server domain controller kind of stuff also. Okay. That's it, guys. All the best. Okay. Prepare well.
Thank you, Latif.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Karthik, Hemant, and Senthil. So I'm ending the meeting. Okay.
Sure, Latif. Thank you.